Mage Knight.
Let's play Mage Knight, First Reconnaissance. This video assumes that you're already familiar with Mage Knight, but you may not have played an actual game yet. So in this video, we're not going to walk through all the details. It's more of a reminder. If you want all the details, you should look at the No Instructions Needed video. Page 2 of the rulebook shows you how you ought to lay out all of your components. I'm going to have a little bit of a variation on that because it does take up a lot of space. The first thing that you want to do is get out your fame and reputation track and put it up near the top of your playing area, but do leave some space for your enemy tokens. The next step is to get out all the enemy tokens by color and put them above the fame and reputation board. Now in the rules you would get out all of the tokens, but if this is your first time through, I would suggest that you limit yourself to the tokens that have an attack value of the monster less than 5. Especially watch for these additional resistance icons. It's okay to have fire or ice resistance, but physical resistance would bump this up to 10. So that's what I would suggest for the first time. In addition, for First Reconnaissance, you won't actually be conquering a city, so I don't think you need those tokens. And the Draconum enemy, I would suggest that you don't use those because it might be a little bit too hard for your first time through. As we go through this setup, just pause your video after each step and do the step yourself. Then press play and continue with the next step. Okay, so you can pause it here and get that part set up. The next step is to find the special cards with the Mage Knight back and separate them according to their type. The first set of cards that we can pull out are the spell cards. They have a purple background and a text box up top and below. So shuffle those and then place them right next to the enemy tokens. The next set of cards are the wound cards, and they're very easy to find. Just stack them up and place them next to the spell deck. The next set of cards that we'll pull out are the artifact cards. They're easy to identify in that they don't have any mana token in the middle, and they have a light brown color above and a darker brown color below. So pull those cards out, shuffle them, and place them face down next to the wound cards. The next step is to prepare the advanced action cards. Now the advanced action cards differ from the basic action cards in that the advanced action cards do not have a symbol to the upper right. This is a basic card and it has the Norowas symbol, but this is an advanced action because it has no symbol up top. Here's a little trick for separating your cards. If you're right-handed, turn the cards upside down, and then as you spread the cards out, you can easily see the symbol at the bottom left. So I can easily separate out the cards that are for the basic action for a hero, and I can tell what hero that is, and separate those from the advanced action cards that do not have the symbol. Once you have separated out the advanced action cards, there's one more step that you need to do. In the lower right corner, there is a number. Here, this card says 14 through 28. In the First Reconnaissance mission, you don't use the cards 17 through 28, so remove those from the set of action cards. Now shuffle the advanced action cards and turn them face down and place them to the left of the fame and reputation board. The next step is to pull out the unit cards. The cards with the gold tint are not used in First Reconnaissance, so just put those away. But the regular units have a silver tint, and we're going to use those. Shuffle the regular unit cards and place them next to the advanced action cards. The next step is to create the unit offer, and that depends upon the number of players playing. You take the number of players and add 2 to that. So here we have a layout for a 2-player game. So 2 plus 2 is 4. One thing you may notice is this: for the First Reconnaissance mission, we do not actually place out the offers for the advanced action or for the spell cards until they actually are needed. The next step would be to put out the Day-Night card and create your mana source. Now, the number of mana die that you use depends upon the number of players, like the unit offer. So if you have 2 players, you have 1 for each player, plus 2 additional. When you put your mana source out, less than half of them can be depleted for the first reconnaissance mission. The next step is the starting tile and the countryside tiles. Place the starting tile A side up and order these tiles from 1 to 11, starting at the top down to the bottom. If you only have 2 players, you only use tiles 1 through 8. If you have 3 players, you use tiles 1 through 9. Go ahead and do that. The next step is to take the core tiles, the one with the brown backing, and select 1 tile with a city and 2 tiles without a city on it, mix them up, and place them face down on the bottom of the stack. Now place the tile stack in a location that's easy to access but out of the way. If you haven't already done so, the next step is to determine what heroes that you'll be using and pull out all the components that are associated with those heroes. The skill tokens, the turn token, the hero card, the level tokens, the basic actions for that hero, remember the shield tokens, and of course the hero himself. If you're using the dummy player, so perhaps from solo mode, all you need is their basic actions, their turn token, and their skill tokens. So for each player, you'll shuffle their cards and place them face down below the hero card with all the level tokens there. The first command token will be placed just to the right of the D deck, and all the skill tokens will be shuffled and placed face down. You will play all of your units to the right of your D deck. Next, separate out the daytime tactic cards and the nighttime tactic cards and place them to the side. For the final step of setup, make sure that each hero has their skill card, and for all of the sites, make sure you've pulled out the site cards because they help make it easy to interact with those sites. So that concludes the basic setup. Now you're ready to play.